Welcome
I'll still
back.
light mode, don't worry.
Welcome back, everyone, to Legendary Tales. Sound is working on the first try again. What is this wizardry and witchcraft? Yeah. So basically, recap of last time. They went to get the giant temper sphere from the skeleton and his army, the Lich Man and his army, and yeah, they ended up not destroyed. The Lich got away. They killed the female knight that was there. What is it? Yeah, and the Lich got away, and the Death Knight got away that had wings. Yeah, so that's basically where we ended up right away. They're going right into it. They came to get the Temper Sphere. They battled to get the Temper Sphere. Does anyone have notes for what happened before that? I don't remember what happened before that.
Yes, we do. We
Did
interrogated
the
Solson.
yeah. Targeted Soul Sace and cleared them from being a void simulacra.
That's right. You actually were
That's
able
a whole
to
lot of
cure
uncomfortable
her.
questions.
You're able to cure her. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's where we are. They cured Solson of her being a simulacrum. Came to get the temper ball, and here you are. You are here with Vizim and Chaz Talet. They're both here because they wanted to support you. Yeah. I've unpaused the game. What would you guys like to do now? Rostis defended off the skeleton army from coming up the side of the wall to come get you. So there you are.
Okay, so first of all, I can't remember what happened to the female death sorceress
You guys killed her.
lady.
Straight up. She's dead.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, but did she burn? Is her body around?
Her body is still there, but it is definitely lifeless. There's nothing. Her eyes were glowing, and they just sort of petered out, and she got.
Are there shiny objects on her corpse?
There can be. There definitely is stuff on her corpse. You just don't know what it all is.
Well, if nobody
Who would
else
like the
wants to
honors?
investigate, I would like to go see if she has some healing potions on her because I'm running low.
Fair enough. Go ahead and roll. Roll me an investigation, please.
Nice 8, lol.
Did you just roll an 8 and get 21?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Sure, sure, whatever, man.
No. This is. I don't know if you noticed this, but I've started wording things differently. I kind of try to get you to say, "Roll an investigation check."
Yeah, so you get investigation
This is the
rather than
Emma beast.
anything else. Yeah, whatever.
Hey, look, I'm a one-trick pony. Okay.
Sounds about right.
I wouldn't
Roll a
count you
perception
as a
check.
pony,
Yeah,
but
Rep doesn't see shit, so you know.
Go ahead and roll me a D100, please. Go ahead and roll me a 2D12, please.
I found 13 mousetraps.
You found 13 regular healing potions, actually.
Damn. Okay.
And then, can you roll me another D100, please? She has a +1 longsword. She has a +1 longsword and a full plate armor set. But it is custom to her. You'd have to get it reforged in order to get it. Or like, yeah. There's a lot of work in making plate mail wearable for other people. Is that a 30?
Unless you're. Yes, that was a 30.
You found a potion.
Okay.
An eyeball
I'll
bobs
do-
in yellowish liquid.
Eyeball bobs in the yellowish liquid. Ritual in identify. No, sorry. Identify on the goggles.
Okay, that's instant, right?
Yeah,
It's a
it's
potion.
supposed to be. I think it's 3 charges.
A potion of clairvoyance.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you find a potion of clairvoyance. She has a full plate mail armor set on her and a +1 longsword. Those are the only things that you find on her. What's everyone else doing?
Yep.
Since I chased the guy up to the temper sphere, I'm going to be kind of just turning around and looking back at the temper sphere and trying to start figuring out what we're going to do with it.
Najim, do you think you could attempt to move the sphere?
Aye. She walks over. And she looks back at you. She says, well, here's an issue. And she looks back and she says, it's hollow.
How hollow? Are we talking a thin lining or a few inches or?
A few inches. And she sort of pulls it, like, even pulling against Vidar, you can tell that she struggled a bit. She just pulls it forward here, and then she, like, puts her hands on it, and, like, that blue shimmer that she had going all over her body when she was interacting with, what's her name, the Soulforger, she sort of pulls backwards, and she pulls a hole into it, and you can see that it's about 6 inches thick, but the sphere itself is actually hollow.
Well, at least we can steal it. It's better than having the Lich have it, but not what we were hoping for.
Technician, how does this change your calculations on your weapons platform?
Still calculating. I calculate slower when I am near death.
As do we all.
Speaking of, Sabis, do you have any healing potions? You look like you took some damage.
I do not. I think I'd be okay for the moment, but it'd be good for me to heal on them, I imagine.
Loershik, do you need some healing?
I'm good.
Um,
Thank you.
All right.
Chaz Tolet walks over to Rep. And she's going to cast Cure Wounds. She's going to cast Cure Wounds on you to help you out. Damn. 9. You heal for 9. What? No, that should have been 12. Should have been 12. I don't know why it's only +1. It's not detecting. Oh, I see why. Because I'm. Look, she's a different class than I thought. Oh, yep. It's all right. Oh, thank you, Kaz, the DM. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you, Cheslin. Sabis, you should not be running around and adventuring without healing potions. It is most dumb. I would normally say it's not wise, but it is just straight up dumb. Rebrap's going to hand Sabis 5 healing potions.
Just getting insulted by a rep rat made me that laugh that much. Yeah, she's going to take those. Do I have them? Question mark.
I can give you heal. Let me give you some healing potion. If you want to add them to your D&D Beyond, and then I can up. Well, actually, you know what? I'll just put them in here for now. Wait.
Oh yeah, I
where-
forgot to consider D&D Bound.
Where are my healing potions at? Healing potions. Healing. What? If I can spell healing right. Okay. So you have the giant sphere. How many healing potions are you giving her?
5.
5, I think. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. You have 5 healing potions.
Fuck yeah, thank you.
All right. You have 5 healing potions. Is anyone doing anything else? Vajim has started moving the orb. She looks at you and she says, "Should we go to Dahakoan with it, or are we going straight back? What's the plan?"
If we go to Dahakon with it, we can have the guards help us protect it while we figure out how to get back to. Unless we could just yeet with it.
We should be able to, as long as I'm holding on to it.
Could you just
Vajim,
put it
are
into
you
a
able
smaller ball
to-
so it's not nearly as unwieldy?
That will take some time. I can make it smaller, but it's gonna take a while.
Real quick, absolutely meta, but what is the density in terms of weight for
Steel.
temper?
It's steel. It's the equivalent is
Steel.
steel.
Thank you.
So it's a 6-inch wide, 6-inch thick, 25-foot wide hollow sphere. I was trying to do
Can
the
we confirm-
calculation. I was trying to do the calculation myself. I was getting 12 tons, but I could be wrong. Or 1.2 tons. I don't know. Either way, I'm not worried about it.
Through the doorway, if we yeeted directly to the forge.
That's a good question. Technician, I don't think it would go through the door at the forge, would it? I mean, those doors are big, but they're not that big.
No, I believe the doors at the forge are only 10 feet wide.
Then we should go to Dahakoan, and I will begin shaping it down.
I have some stuff I have to pick up in Dahakon anyway.
All right. And she just slowly begins to pull it with her. Basically, as fast as she can walk is as fast as they can go. And Rostis looks at you. He says, "So we're good then? That's all you needed, right?"
Yes, absolutely. I think we also owe you for some temper that we borrowed. I will make sure that Chestlet repays you with interest? Question mark?
That's up to you. I mean, really looking at it, all I need is a couple pounds. And assuming that thing has thousands, I'm not really that worried about it at the time.
I am
Or
still trying to work out how much it actually has. Lawerchik, what do you think is fair? Eight bars? We borrowed 5. 8 bars?
It seems fair. Did we borrow 5 or did we borrow 6?
you borrowed 5 altogether. I had 3 left over from the 8 that I had initially.
Got it.
8 bars. We'll make sure that you get your 8
Bars.
bars.
Sounds good. All right, we'll see you then. And he sort of just nods at you guys, and he actually yeets directly from here straight back home, because he has one of those really nice yeet stones. He looks at you. He says, "Good luck." And you guys make your way back to Dahakoan. It's very uneventful all the way down. Is anyone doing anything before we transition back to Dahakoan, or what are we doing?
Does anyone remember what the Medusa's name was that was escorting or was following Haka last time we were down here? No one? Okay. Or just goes back to scratching his head, trying to remember this Medusa's name.
I assume I wouldn't know. This is the only thing we did during when I was a player.
No, your character
Yeah.
probably never met. You just met Haka like a couple episodes ago, right? Or did you meet Haka at all? I don't know if you've met Haka at all, actually, because he's sort of new.
Is that one of the warband leaders?
No.
No.
So
No, I don't.
So you're
I
going to
don't
be
think
meeting
so.
Haka this session.
All right. Wait, Haka, the big boy lizard.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but we did meet him.
You did meet him then. Okay.
Properly intimidated. Yes.
You guys make your way back to Dahakoan, and you arrive about an hour later. It takes her a while because, you know, thousands and thousands of pounds of temper. You can only move so quickly without being damaging, without being detrimental. So you guys get there about an hour and a half later, and you arrive, and you're met with two of the Neheb Ka are just chilling in front. The black scales, yellow underbelly. Greetings. Welcome, Lorchuk. And they pull the gates open for you. And the sphere barely...
While I'm in disguise?
Oh, yeah. They know who you are. It's not even that they have
nod to
true
them.
sight. It's just that they are quite smart for their size. And the fact that Haka knows who you are. Because Haka is Haka. So...
Just nod to them as we walk through.
After you guys arrive at Dahakoan, the gate closes behind you, and Haka comes out. He said, "Back they are." And he sort of strides his way over to you. How was the mission? Did they succeed?
Depends on which mission you're referring to.
Mission clearly a success. He points at the big ball of temper.
Haka, you wouldn't by chance know the Medusa that we met last time? Is she, partly mechanical?
Mm-hmm.
What was her name?
He looks for a second. Oh, her name is Carrick.
I had asked Carrick to help me acquire some magical cards last time, and I was hoping to pick those up while here. Do you know where I might be able to find her or find the cards?
He has a large messenger bag on that goes on over his armor on the front, and he opens the bottommost pocket and pulls out a small leather pouch and just hands it to you.
Thank you, and I open it to confirm that my cards are in there.
Yes, it's when you open it, it's actually a small miniature variant of a bag of holding, and there's about 3,000 cards in it.
Thank you, Haka. How much do I owe you for this?
You do not.
You're too generous, Haka. Thank you.
He bows to you. How long are they staying?
Vajim, how long do you think it would take to reform that temper? Of course, not pushing yourself. We don't want you to overdo it.
A day. I could do it in a day if I had the whole day to do it.
Sounds like one day, Haka.
Do we not also need our Yeet Stone to recharge? Actually, I'm sorry. How did we get here? Who yeeted us here? Was it Rustus?
Yeah, Rostis did.
Okay, so we have a fully charged
But
Yeet Stone.
both Chaztalet and Vajim have their own Yeet Stones as well. So, and
I also have one in case of emergency.
I'm trying to remember. I believe when I first met Haka, I offered him maps, and if I gave him such, he would, in exchange for probably something.
mm-hmm.
Trying to remember if that was a thing. I think. Fairly certain this was a deal that was made.
We'll figure it out. We can always retcon it later. I'm not stressed about it, you know?
I'm fairly certain. I have to go check the episode. It was one of the first couple ones.
Do you have notes on it?
No,
Or
I do not.
if someone else has notes on it, we can check notes too.
Yeah, I'll go check. I can check later. I canonically only have one copy of the maps right now, so
Okay.
Sabas was gonna make. That's something to do for next time. Is make 2 copies of maps. I owe some to the frog, and I owe some to the Haka, I believe.
True. So you guys, is anyone doing anything for the day that you're staying here? Vizim, you can definitely tell that she basically has planted the sphere in the mud nearby, like in an area that has a lot of pieces, and she's basically like molding it like you would a transmute stone, or like a spell that's similar to that, but she's basically taking large chunks off and then turning them into their own spheres, and then combining those spheres into small solid objects, or small solid pieces. That's hard to say. Okay.
So,
I have finished my calculations. According to my calculations, we have recovered 120 tons of temper. This is approximately 240,000 pounds of temper. We had originally estimated we would be retrieving 88,000 pounds of temper. We have retrieved 2.7 times as much temper as we thought.
Are you sure that's not? I feel like the
I ran
calculations.
it. I ran it 3 times. I thought it was. Yeah,
the
I ran
diameter
it 3
is
times.
25. Yeah, I also ran it. The diameter is 25 feet, and that's what it is.
If the inner outer diameter 25 feet, inner diameter 24.5 feet, means that its total cubic feet volume is 481.1184. Steel has a density of 500 pounds per cubic foot in 5e, ergo 240,000 pounds. Plus, it's 240, 559.2, but, you know.
Yeah, round up. 241. It's fine. I'm not worried about it.
I believe this qualifies as a metric ass load.
Yep. Yep.
So can our little temper bender turn it into things, or just move it?
She can turn it into smaller things. She can't forge it without a proper like foundry and forge.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I was wondering if she could just I was wondering if she was like super forger on the fly kind of thing.
no,
Got it.
she has to have. You have to have heat, like an immense heat, to do it, because it takes some magical flame to melt it and shape it and stuff like that.
So to answer your question, Loerchik, we can probably build 7 floating platforms and power the entire Warforged army.
I am intrigued, yet horrified.
You also have to think about how long it's going to take to craft those things. Without a true like force of people to craft it, it's going to take a long time.
We also have a factory.
Even then, you still have to have people to run the machines and things. It's not fully automated.
That's true. If only we had a very large population of people that were refugees.
You're right. But
Something to consider, Loerchik.
I'll let you handle that one. Haka, I take the +1 maul that he had put in the crate for me, and I hand it over to him. I don't think I need this anymore. I appreciate you letting me borrow it.
He takes it and he puts it on the back, and puts it on his back in one of the little handles. He says, "He thanks you. He will, may he see what you got to replace it."
I take the castigator off my back and 2-hand hold it out for him.
He takes it with 2 of the hands on the same side. And so you can see that he actually like struggles with it for a moment. Lifts it up. "This will be a mighty weapon for him." And he hands it back to you.
Thank you, Haka. Would you mind seeing to it that maul gets returned to its rightful place, perhaps?
He will. And maybe he will see the owner return to rightful place as well. He just sort of looks down at you with like as he squints a little bit. He's just saying. And he goes back inside the large like hall area. And then one of the smaller lizard folk servant types, or like some of the basic workers there, like bring you guys in. Is anyone hanging out outside with Vajim, or is everyone going inside?
Vidar will hang out with Vajim, just interested in all the temper.
Rep Rap's going to hang out outside to go revive the other downed party member.
Oh, to revive your dog?
Yes.
Is he taking a different form this time, or is he staying the same?
That's a very good question. It has to be medium size, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So take your time. We'll come back to you.
Yep. We'll take our 10-minute mend on Defender here.
Sounds good. Lorishik, are you doing anything specific? Are you going in there with them? What are you doing?
I'll go in there with them.
Sabbath is going to ask Vajim for 5 to 10 pounds of temper because it is a material she's interested in learning to forge, and we have fuckloads more than we expected.
She basically pulls off a small chunk and like shapes it to a perfect sphere for you, and then hands it to you. That's 5. It'll be fine.
Good enough to practice with. Thank you.
It's like a little tiny, little tiny ball bearing type thing. And she goes back to it, just shaping, pulling off huge chunks, turning them into smaller ones, then turning that into a more solid object. This thing's gonna be huge. Do we take this to the warbands, or do we take it back to the factory?
I would say we should take it back to the factory. Frankly, if it's entirely pure, then we should get started on it right away. But if it's not, we should start getting it into crucibles.
It's not.
I think it'd be safer to have this much in the factory. This is
It's not
an insane amount.
It's not fully pure. There's something else in it. I can't really tell what it is. And she sort of is like, as she's like refining it into these small spheres, you can see these small shards of red glass or like clear crystal have been dropping out of it as she reforms it into these large spheres.
May I check to see what it is, considering I'm a forage that also exists underground a shitload?
I would be careful. The last time I saw something that was red in that color, it was soul stitched. So you need to be careful. And you know, your character knows what soul stitching is. I don't know if you do, but soul stitching, there's 2 types of enchanting. There's temper, that's like just magic, you know? And then soul stitching is when you take someone's soul out and then you use that as material to enchant items with it, and then their soul is trapped in there forever.
Yeah, I remember what soul stitching was.
Yeah. So, but these have a sort of similar color, and also it looks oddly familiar when it comes to soul stitching. So,
is there, what's the danger to touching soul stitched objects?
you can hear the person inside as long as you're touching it, and then depending on who did it, it could still be cursed on top of that.
Okay. And is there any known way to purify or reuse it in a way that would either free the soul or allow it to be converted to something else?
The Voice of Gleam is the only person that can do it.
Ah.
And you still have it. You found her once, but have not seen her since.
Yeah.
They found her. You weren't there for that, but they found her once, and then she left.
If I at some point had been relayed this information, Savas would suggest safely putting all of those little shards in somewhere and just keeping them. So if we do find her again, we can, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I assume there's a few thousand pounds of it, but
there's like about 100 right now, and she's only gotten down a little bit of the overall sphere is very.
There's probably a few thousand pounds of this shit in here.
Oh yeah. Lorishik, you follow Haka into the house, into the large sort of building. Are you following him completely, or are you gonna?
Oh yeah, I trust him. I'll stay like 2 paces behind and just follow him wherever he's going.
He goes all the way up to the house that's above this large council chamber area, I need you to roll a history check with advantage, please. There's a large tapestry on the wall. Intimately familiar to you. There is a picture of a large green lizard in the ceremonial robes of your culture. And then to his right, there is a single green, smaller version. And then to his left, there are two blue, aquamarine colored, similar looking creatures, but they're much smaller. And he's sitting on like a large sort of chair in his ceremonial robes, and they all have their ceremonial robes on. And then directly behind them is a large portrait of another lizard that is in black and white. And it's the very bottom of it, all it says is memory is the title of the tapestry.
In Draconic, I see.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what the word is, or else I'd tell you.
This looks to be in good condition, Haka. Surprised that nobody's trying to get rid of it.
Well, he keeps memories alive for the ones it matters to.
Haka, I never asked. How did you become mayor of Dahakoan?
He became in charge because the previous counselor that was elected has been proven incompetent and is now sleeping underneath us.
Incompetent in which way?
Every way. It is in his nature. It is in his nature that when incompetency is proven, that a warrior's will supersedes elected office.
Based.
And the
You're
former
not wrong.
counselor had no martial prowess whatsoever.
Who currently sits on the council above you?
One, but he is currently investigating some outside things. He does not fully understand, but he who belongs in the chair will be back in the chair.
You're not planning an uprising, are you, Haka?
No, he is not.
When's the last time you talked to my dad?
He scratches his chin with one of his hands. Has been when he left, and he points right at you. When he left, the father also went on mission.
Did anyone come in with me, or was it just me?
Just you.
Did you come in, Thomas?
Everyone else is outside. Everyone else is talking to Vajim or dealing with the temper or whatever. You're the only one in there right now.
We had shit to do.
Tavis is looking at red crystals going, God damn, that's fucked.
And literally every time she pulls like a 50 or 60 pound chunk off, at least one more crystal falls out.
Tavis is just gonna put some gloves on and start collecting them and just putting them in a pile. At the very least to bury them.
Make it easier for later or whatever.
At the very least to bury them or put them in some way where we could contain them so we can give them hopefully if we find this person who can undo or remove the soul stitching to fix it later.
Sounds good. Technician, are you doing anything?
I think he's reviving.
Yeah, still reviving. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it hasn't even been 10 minutes yet. Vidar, are you doing anything besides watching?
Nope, just watching.
Okay, Lorishik, going back up to the top. He's putting the hammer in like the sort of like there's a ceremonial weapon rack that has a large sort of obsidian like napped sword that's like really really elegant. It has like an ivory handle on it and a big old emerald pommel at the bottom of it, and then like the hilt has like a bunch of like engraved gemstones and gold and stuff.
Haka, what city is currently in charge?
This one. Technically. In times
There's no.
for the council, in times of strife and change, such as this one, the council has approved emergency for this one to be in charge, overall. Using the Nabka spawning as proponent and engine to move the whole civilization forward. So that's what they are doing. My brothers and sisters and I can't say that. Those of us who respond have begun to move Earth so that this nation can be one again.
Do you plan on calling the Narfir?
He has attempted to contact the Narfir, but he is not able.
If I'm able, I assume you want to present a case before them?
He would like to, if possible. He is not from the same spawning as the one who belongs in the chair. And you could tell that when he says the one who belongs in the chair is a title that he is associated with whoever is in charge. So if he were able to contact the Narfir and get Haka an audience, he would appreciate it.
I just so happened to have run into one the last time I was down here. In the event that it happens again, I'll make sure they know. Do you know where Emerald might have gone?
He said he was going far north and down. Something about a gate. That's the last thing that he said to this one.
Appreciate everything that you're doing, Haka, and I know the people here appreciate you as well.
This one thanks him as well.
I just turn around after like staring at the tapestry for a bit. I assume I recognize some of the figures in the tapestry.
They are exactly who you think they are.
Do I think they are my family?
Well, you know that one of them is you. And then you don't recognize... You do sort of and don't recognize the two little ones.
I bow to Haka and start making my way back out to from where we came in.
Okay. So you head outside. Do you head outside or no?
I make my way to the top of the stairs. Mm-hmm. Does Haka follow?
He does.
Yeah, I'll just I'll keep walking slowly and try to make it clear to Haka that I'm open for conversation if there's something that he was looking to talk to me about in private.
Make an insight check. Never mind.
I tripped down the stairs.
He sort of looks down at you. He says, "Is he injured?"
After I tripped down the stairs.
No. Like after you're like sitting there like trying to figure out what Haka's deal is, and you're walking very slowly, and he looks down at you and he's like, "Is he injured?"
Just a rough battle. I think it's throwing off my senses. It seems as though there's something on your mind, Haka.
Oh, this one does not have much on his mind, other than deployments and basic things he is required to do. This one longs for battle. That's all.
You haven't seen Sarfoid in a while, have you?
No,
Sarfoid, sorry.
I have,
No?
he is not.
I just keep walking down the stairs.
Okay. You get down the stairs, and Haka immediately goes outside into another smaller building with a bunch of basically tables around and maps and things like that, and shuts the door behind him. And you come out to see Sabis picking up, she has like a pair of thick leather gloves on, picking up these red shards and putting them all in a pile next to the large sphere after one falls out, after Vajim is refining it into a much larger singular thing. By now, Technician would have reconstituted his pet into
A black bear.
a little black bear.
Yeah, no, a regular sized black bear. It turns out that's a medium creature
Oh, okay.
Neat.
with its with a voice modulation upgrade, so that no longer has to be a black bear that says "arf." Unfortunately, the volume is currently stuck at 8 out of 8.
It's awesome. Vidar, what are you doing when he walks out?
Defender or Lorishik?
Both.
Yeah, Vidar's staring intently at the temper ord basically the whole time, and as Lorishik comes out and half trips down the steps, kind of like doesn't really react like he's going to help, but kind of like moves as if he's aware that he might need to, depending on if he recovers. And then is immediately distracted by the bear coming out with Technician, and then kind of goes into a defensive stance, not realizing that it's Defender.
Surprise!
Oh, black bear in the middle of the city.
It's just Defender.
That would make more sense as why you were not afraid.
I am also a terrible meal to black bears. However, Defender decided that since the last time Defender was reconstituted was before we all became Krozengrits, except for Sabis, that Defender is now going to be our mascot and has taken the form of a black bear. A regular sized black bear.
Works
I
for
throw
me.
a piece of jerky to Defender.
He just sort of sniffs it and looks at you like,
It is okay. You can pretend to eat if you want. It's your call, Defender.
just sort of shakes its head and picks it up with its mouth and like hands it back to Lorishik, still immaculate. Like,
I brush it off and start eating it.
So, I don't mean to be the person that has to bring this up every time, but should we collect the head of that sorceress?
Do we
you
need to
wanted her
put it on a
head-
pike?
It occurs to me that part of the people that have been occupying this space are definitely into necromancy and reviving the dead from their dead states into not less dead states. If we were to collect her head, it would be very difficult, probably impossible, to revive her from that state.
Can a lich restore the soul to the body? Sure, it can be used as a corpse, but can it be used to bring back the whole thing?
Only if the soul is stored. Because she is not a lich, we would assume her soul is not presently stored.
Seems like we don't need to be too concerned then.
We are the Hodejäger. It would make sense for us to take the head. Or we could simply destroy it. It's not like we don't have a giant hammer.
I thought catching them on fire made them unresurrectable.
Pretty sure that's solvable with Revivify.
Yes,
They-
but doesn't that
I don't
require...
know.
It's got a time limit on it that we've already surpassed by taking the orb.
You're not wrong. I just don't know that much about necromancy. I would assume taking the head prevents most of it.
No, not at all. You can restore all the body parts if you have the right spells. I doubt
Well, in
Lich...
that case, is anybody interested in a trophy?
No.
I mean, ethically, I don't think that's really a good thing either way.
I already have my trophy from collecting body parts. I look over at Callum.
He just looks at you and
Fair enough.
he just shakes his head. I didn't know you wanted me. You didn't want me around that bad. Feels bad.
I love you. What? I called you my trophy, like my trophy wife, you know?
Is that why you don't look at me during?
Wait, what?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. No, so not at all. And the rest of the day passes. Takes her about 7 or 8 hours to get all of that finished. So late in the night, she has a large sphere that's shrunk down considerably. And she sort of pulls it into like a secure area behind everything and just sort of leaves it there. She says, well, I don't blame anyone but Mia's going to be able to lift that up, considering how much it weighs.
After all the shards, how much do we have? About a similar amount, or how much has been removed?
It's about 800 shards.
How much temper do we have after that? How much like volume of the shards?
You lost about 1,000 pounds, probably. Just
Okay.
on the volume of the crystals. There's just a shitload of crystals, and they were in hollow spaces, like they weren't in large. Like they weren't in like embedded perfectly. They were in like hollowed areas, so that you were missing quite a bit.
thrown against the wall and stuck.
Yeah.
Well, Savas will have put a little pile of them and then probably find some way to cover or carry them. Don't really want to leave a pile of soul stitch stars just kind of on the road.
Okay.
Lorchik, how many undead would you estimate are down there?
Underneath where the sphere was?
No, underneath the entire cavern, under the bridge. Just look down. How many do you think are down there?
We're not there, right?
No.
Or it's still in Dahakon.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I thought you came back. You gave. Wait a minute. I'm confused. The sphere was back here on the bridge.
No, she pulled it with her to Dahakoan. So you guys have been inside Dahakoan the whole time.
Okay. Right. Yep. I missed a step here.
It's okay.
We just haven't changed maps at all.
No, I haven't changed maps because I don't have a Daco on map. So,
Fair.
with that, we'll go back to the crag though, just so data doesn't get confused. You guys are probably right around. You guys are more around here. That's where Dahakoan is. It's a little bit farther north. And yeah, so you guys are chilling in Dahakoan for the rest of the night. Unless anyone is doing anything else, we're gonna skip to the next morning. Because she finishes late into the night. You guys get out the next morning. You spent the night in a sort of like tavern across the way. Each in your own bed, like in your own room and stuff like that. Those of you who didn't sleep didn't have to, but everyone else who did, it was actually quite pleasant. And yeah, you get out in the next morning. Vijim has, goes back and finds the orb and pulls it out, and it's shrunk like 70% of the size to what it was. Yeah, so here we are. What are we going? Are we going to? Do you want me and Chestolet to go to the factory, and then you guys go back to the warbands, or what do you want to do?
Long rest, right? Really quick.
Oh yeah. Everyone long rest.
Let me go pop that little funny little button.
The plan was to take the temper back to the factory. Correct?
As I recall it, I don't believe we have immediate business in the warbands. We were to head for Siltime. Do we maybe want to send them a message and let them know where we're going?
Yeah, we could let them know. I looked at Vashim and Chaslet. The expectation is that you two will stay back in the factory. You're both okay with that?
Aye, we talked about it last night. We are.
Will you need any assistance? If we have 2 yeet stones, and we can yeet to the factory with you, and then yeet to our next destination.
Oh, we've each got our own, so that I have one so we can get there, and then if we have to leave, we can go wherever we have to. So.
Do you require any assistance with making space for the orb or anything?
No, I have. There's a room that you guys didn't look at that was to the south, and it had a large platform that I think can hold something of this size. And that way, I
Would you
can.
mind?
I could sort of look at the factory and see if there's things I can reconfigure to start making the cores at least, because it's not set up to do it. So I've got to reconfigure everything to start manufacturing the orbs or the cores for the Warforged. Because the specs on the weapons platform is extensive.
Urok has seen them. He is familiar with them. You might want to work with him directly on that.
Go, Lorshik.
Would you mind making 8 ingots of temper and getting them to Rustus for us?
I'll do it. I'll do it as soon as I get there, and then we'll yeet back with those, go talk to Orok, and possibly bring him back with us if that's okay.
Yes, I imagine he could be very handy in the factory.
She just nods with you. You're going to Siltime.
We're still doing that, right? I didn't make that up. Is that yeah? Okay. Yes.
All right. Well, we'll see you around then. And Chastolet, she hands Chastolet her yeet stone, and then they hold hands, and she grabs onto the orb, and you see the orb, like you see it in like a sort of lagged state where it goes it like struggles to pull the orb with it, but you see all both of them and the orb disappear with a loud like a supersonic clap. Yeah, that's what you see. What are you guys doing now?
You said we're back in the crag. Are we just like out by the entrance of the tunnels?
You're
or
still
are we
you're
down?
still in Dahakoan. Still in Dahakoan.
Gotcha. Okay. So you tried to make me less confused, and then I got confused anyway. I'm telling you, it's nothing you can do.
Yep.
It's just me. I'm going to be an asshat.
It
Thank you.
just do.
Thank you.
Do you want me to send a message to Stanislava?
Just to let them know where we are and where we're going.
And that Chaslet and Najim have gone back with the temper.
Also, ask if anybody there could use a female's size 6 full plate.
Better use for that than
Oh,
warbands.
I sighed really hard, so I didn't see you guys see it. That's okay though. All right.
I pull out my sending stone and say, meet into it. I
Okay.
assume it glows, and when it does, retrieve temper. Vajim and Chaslet took it to factory. We are going to Siltheim. Do you need size 6 female plate armor? Over. Love you.
The sending stone goes dim. Yeah, the sending stone goes dim. What are you guys doing now?
Loeshik, it does occur to me you're right. Most of them are at least part giant. I don't believe any of them is a size 6.
Perhaps they'll get a laugh out of it, though.
Who
Or maybe
knows?
one of the spiders can wear it.
That, what, as like a decoration? Watch out for me. I am a
Yes.
spider with a plate mail rider. Oh no.
Spider chop.
I figure we wait to hear back. If anybody needs it, we can donate to them. Otherwise, we can just hawk it and split the money.
Do we have a yeet stone?
I thought you said you had a yeet stone.
In case of emergencies, I have one to bring back one of the representatives from Udenskal. We could use it to go there, and then 3 days later it will recharge, and then we can use it to get them back to the warbands. Perhaps Haka
Wait.
has one.
Okay, out of character, Unscale is not the only place that we have business in Selfheim.
You're right.
We have business in Irelis, Unscale, and presumably Karska. But that's making an assumption about the location of the Soulforged on that third one. Karska is the capital, yes?
Irelis is the
Yeah.
capital of...
Irelis is the capital. Okay, sorry. So we definitely have business in Irelis.
Unless my map is wrong. Let's go.
I mean, okay.
Let's activate it. Verify. Yeah, Irelis has the star.
Oh, duh.
The
That would
shiny
have been a
star
dead
of
giveaway.
ownership.
All of my so smart me, so much enjoy book.
So, technician, are you suggesting that we go to Irelis and then work our way across the lands to Karska and stop in Yunskal while we're there?
I'm not entirely sure we have anything to do in Karska. So, start in Norelis, work our way to Yunskiel, see where we're at on time, and we should probably be around the right timing for sending somebody back with the Eatstone.
What is the business we have in Irelis?
Well, the gnome that is making something for me, and I believe you also wanted to make something for you, said that they would be at Aurelis, interrogating a man who is unfriendly to people that were left in his charge.
That is fair. I forgot that he said he was going on a little road trip.
Now, I don't know he will be there, but he will be headed there. One would assume. We have been away from Yunskiel for quite some time, so there's a very good chance he is still in Aurelis. We meet him at Aurelis. We figure out what else we can about the location of the Soulforged, presumably in Aurelis, and then head for Yunskiel. Possibly 3 days, 4 days.
That sounds good to me. Any objections? I'll look around to the group.
I have none.
That sounds like a reasonable plan of action.
All right. Give me 1 second. Okay. I think what we're gonna do is, so you guys are going to Yunskiel first, correct? Because that's the only place you've been besides Irelis and Furborg. Furborg.
Yeah.
Did we want to go to Aurelis and then walk to Yunskiel?
That's the
Or
plan.
travel to Yunskiel, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
One of those two paths.
So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go on our 15-minute break now so that we can do the rest of this. I might have to go a little bit early, but that's okay. We'll try and end it in a place that's good to end. And then we'll figure out. But we will see you guys in 15 minutes. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Legendary Tales. We're back from our 15-minute break. They have just fast traveled. They've yeet stoned to Irelis in Siltheim, in the wonderful lands of Siltheim. That it's just not good to be a live person. Okay, you guys yeet just outside of Irelis. You're basically a little bit farther south than the docks that you originally arrived on, the Soul ship. Yeah.
Rep is going to say, "Everyone, mask up and throw on the cloak with the hood and the face mask, and also put the disguise on."
Yep, all of you have the gray, like even Sabas has that gray, the gray cloak that the people at Yunskiel gave her, to fit in better. There's like a gray cloak with a mask in not like a full burqa, but like a really big cloak.
Yeah.
They gave her one of those. So all of you have are all of you putting it on, I assume.
Hmm.
Okay, you arrive in a particularly windy day. The sand and ash are being blown pretty much everywhere as soon as you arrive. Everyone make a perception check, please.
What?
Oh, man. Rough.
Little bit of jet lag, I guess.
So, yeah.
The sandstorm is messing with my sensors.
Yeah, all of you arrive. Oh, shoot. All of you arrive just outside the town or the city. There's large gray stone walls around the entirety of the city except for the dock area. The dock area is on this sort of large coastal area, but they have barricades and rusted metal gates and things like that in the water. The boats are tied down to these large piers. You guys are just a little bit south of that. There's a gate right next to you. What are you guys doing?
As soon as we arrive, Vidar's going to immediately turn to lower chicken technician and say, "Is this a job for the divining rods or the compass or both?"
Probably both. But we also need to find the group of dwarves that has a gnome with them, the Tinkerer.
I'm sure we could ask around. They were rowdy enough as is.
I pull out the compass.
Oh, your Soulforged compass?
Correct, Mundo.
It spins for a little bit, because it did that last. Every time you've opened it, it spins for a while, and then it finally shoom, directly to the east.
I kind of hold out the compass for everyone to see and say, "It seems as though there is a Soulforged to the east somewhere." I assume the city of Aurelis, we are like right outside of it.
Mm-hmm. You're basically just to the southwest. There's a gate literally right in front of you.
So it's obvious from where we're standing that east means outside of the city.
Yeah.
Cool.
If there is a soul forge to the east, then the divining rod will be of no help. That means it is most likely nobody in Aurelis.
Do you have business in Irelis other than finding your dwarf and gnome friends?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is your business with them urgent? Should we do that first?
It does revolve around a transaction I have already paid for.
Plus, I would like to commission something, but getting a head start on this.
Did you want to stay out of Aurelis?
No, I was just wondering on timing if it was something that we might need to find at the Soulforged or not.
I will level with you. I suspect that our Soulforged might be all the way on the other side of the continent. When we arrived before and met Vajin, those dwarves were being transferred east from Notod to the courts at Karskut. I suspect that's where our Soulforged will be. Karskut is also directly east of Irelis.
So should we head into Arelis then and look for Crimp?
Yes, let us find Crimp. We will be quick, and then we will continue our search.
This sounds
I
like
start
a good
walking
plan.
towards the gate.
Yep.
All right, you guys get to the front gate. There are a handful of soldiers outside in their Irelisite gear. Irelisite gear includes usually a gas mask looking feature, or like a sort of like a sand mask, something you could wear in a sandstorm and be fine with. And then a large gray cloak similar to the ones you have, except theirs is like very dark, and most of them are very combat worn, or like at least like shredded in some way where they're in a sandstorm. You're not really sure, just very weather worn. And one of them sort of stops you at the gate.
I apologize. I require a look inside of your bags.
What for?
For contraband.
And he taps a sign right next to the gate as he's looking at you that literally you can't. Do any of you speak Primordial?
I don't believe so.
Nope.
Nope.
He just looks at you and taps the sign.
Either you open your bags or you walk away.
Do I know if anything in my bag would be considered contraband?
You don't think so. Not unless you're holding, like, You're not really sure, though. None of you speak Primordial, so...
Do you
I'm
mind
sorry, sir.
telling us what's on the sign? I don't speak that language.
The big issue we are running into is narcotics and runaway slaves. We need to check bag for anything that could possibly be introduced to the slave population or any detrimental effect.
Only it's not like anything Savis has, so
I'm trying to find it. I have a bag I kind of want this guy to look in.
Okay.
I think I've lost something from my inventory. At one point, I had a tan bag of tricks.
You did. I know that you had one. You wanted to look in there?
I was gonna hand him that.
fucking with the guards. Yes, perfect.
This is my only bag. It may contain an animal. Be careful.
Will you make a deception check for me, please? He just looks it over. Re-roll a d8 for me, please. Okay, he reaches his hand in and pulls it out, and a full tiger jumps out of the bag and begins to maul him to death.
Oh no! Oh no! You have got the worst animal out of the bag. His name is Mayhem. And then Rep Rap is going to kind of address the tiger directly again and say Mayhem.
The tiger ignores you and continues to maul the guard to death.
Good.
How are the other guards reacting to this?
They are sort of having a moment where it's like, this is not actually happening, is it? And they're looking sort of, make a perception check, because all of you are very, except, I would assume that Rep Rap is the only one unsurprised by this.
He's used the bag before, right?
I have, yeah. I used it, got us past some Inquisitors.
Yeah, but it never
Somewhere,
pulled
I
a
can't
fucking
remember.
tiger out of it.
No, I pulled an ape out and made the ape float and just cause a ruckus, and they fucked off to go deal with it.
All of you, wait, where is, oh, Technician's the only one that didn't need to roll. Yeah, the guards are distracted as fuck. They're like trying to pull their weapons out. Their weapons are like caught on like their belts and stuff. Yeah.
I make a half-assed attempt to like grab Mayhem and like guide Mayhem off of the guard.
But half-assedly.
Half-assedly. Not really use my strength. I'm just making it look like I'm trying.
So this is like at the gate. Gate is open. We can just fucking run, right?
Yeah.
Vidar kind of holds up his bag and then says, "Okay, thanks," and keeps walking.
So Vidar just ignores the whole thing and just walks past.
Well, he showed them what's in his bag. He just didn't wait for any response because they appear busy.
Rep Rap is going to pick up the tan bag of tricks and keep moving.
Yeah, Savis is gonna follow, just like preparing to fucking book it if she needs to.
Yeah, you guys make it past the guards in Arella super easy. The guy's being mauled by a tiger. I think it's like a minute later it disappears, right?
Probably.
Oh no, it exists.
I think it exists.
It exists until, yeah, it's gonna get killed though here in a minute.
Yeah.
They will eventually kill it. By the time they kill it, you guys will be long gone. So that's the point. That's the point.
Fucking book it. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, you guys make it past the guards in Arelis easy. The first thing that you see is
so many handy things in that water cave.
Directly on your left, you see the docks where they're currently offloading slaves, cargo, unloading slaves, doing all sorts of other stuff on boats. Yeah, you're right next to the docks, and then directly in front of you is basically a large pathway through a bunch of residential areas to the workman's quarter, or the artisan quarter. It's a better descriptor for it.
Sabis, will you inquire at the docks to see if anybody has seen a group of dwarves? And a gnome.
And our gnome. Yeah, sure. Savis will head to the docks, and who would be best to look for? So docks. Look for a harbor master.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please. See if you can see if he's outside at the moment. Yeah, he's, ooh, actually, you know who you do see?
Is it a bunch of dwarves and a gnome?
No. I have a guy.
Oh no.
There's a guy.
Scared of those.
Where's the guy?
Is it Bluebeard?
No. You remember this guy?
Greybeard. Fifth beard. Seventh beard.
A very large,
beard.
a very tall vampire in full plate armor walks over to you.
That don't sound familiar at all.
Crosses his arms. Squints his eyes at you.
Hi.
You look like you need something. What is it?
Do I know this guy? Am I supposed to know this guy? Have I forgotten?
No, everybody else would know this guy.
Oh god, fucking damn it!
We did business with him in like session 6.
Yeah.
Samus is gonna look, I assume, about near vertically up and go, like a bunch of drawers and a gnome.
I've not seen them. Go away.
In, near, around.
I have not seen
They were in
them.
Raleigh sometime.
Go away.
Okay. Samus will fuck off.
And as you walk away, he puts his hands on his hips, and like pulling his coat back and revealing like a rapier that is one of the most like gorgeous weapons you've ever seen before. And he keeps his eyes locked on you as you walk away.
Want no part. Want to leave. Want to go home.
Did they know where our dwarves and gnome were?
The best part,
I don't care anymore.
the best part is you know exactly who that was, Rap. You know exactly who that was.
I can see that from where I am.
Yeah,
from where we
you
are?
saw you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's like 6 foot. He's like 6'9", almost. He's almost 7 feet tall. You remember him?
I've just been hazed.
I see you at the business vampire.
I want no part, and I will not have no more part. I'm going elsewhere.
I do not recall, but as a business vampire, I believe that technically his title is lawyer.
That was Tanitz.
Tenets, the lawyer.
Do not enjoy.
As you're walking away, Sabas, you notice an old man in a rocking chair on the porch of like a residence nearby. He's like an older man. As you walk towards back to Technician Vidar and Lorshik, you notice an older man, chilling with a staff. He's got a quarter staff, almost like a walking cane, and a tattooed hairless cat on his shoulders.
Is this person familiar in the slightest?
No, not to you.
I hate this. You fuckers. Could I get the description of the cat again?
The cat is a sphinx cat, but it is tattooed from head to toe.
That seems cruel. Savis is just kind of like poke Lurshik and go, this, I'm not seeing things. That cat is tattooed, yeah?
I nod. We probably don't want to be seen by him.
I would advise not brushing up against him. At all. In fact, maybe we should go.
And
Alright.
as you guys turn to leave, you notice him creakily stand up and begin to walk towards you.
Can someone explain what's going on, please? I am scared.
Oi. Hello there. It's been
Hello.
a long time, hasn't it? Right. Who's the new one?
That is unimportant. What can we do for you?
Don't you owe me something?
I sure as
I do
hell
not
don't.
believe so.
We're square, are we?
We're a square. The last time I met, I accidentally bumped into you, but I did offer to replace your drink. You were already leaving.
I was on my way. You could say that. What do you think? What do you think, Terry?
And the cat just goes, and it literally, the cat, when it looks at Sabas, its eyes flash a purple energy over the top of them.
That's what I
Do
thought.
not enjoy.
That's what I thought too. So, what are you doing? What are you doing
We
here?
are actually just here to conduct business with somebody that was crafting something for us. That's all.
Yeah, is it someone I can find for you?
I would not want to impose.
No, it's no charge. I just need you to do something for me. Just a little thing.
That would be the definition of a charge.
Well, it's a little thing. A little thing. That's a little one.
It's free. $5.99.
A little thing.
Someone explain to me who the fuck this
And
man
he
is.
opens a bag on his belt. And he hands Sabas a syringe. Like a full syringe. It doesn't have anything in it, but it's a metal syringe. What I need you to do for me is I need you to go in that bar over there. I need you to stab the barkeep, fill that sucker up, bring it back to me, I'll tell you where your boys are. Or at least Terry will tell you.
Sabas is gonna
Don't
hold a
even know
claw
what
up
we're
and
looking
go,
for.
I have an objection to this. There's like 8 of them. I don't know who you are.
I'm Gusha. This is Terry.
I got the Terry part.
I'm Gusha.
Okay. Why? She's just like progressively holding up claws, just asking the question. Just why?
Why what? Why am I Gusha and he's Terry?
Vidar's
No,
gonna reach out
the
and
syringe.
kind of put his hand in front of Sabas's face, and kind of like a shh.
Well,
I feel like I'm being hazed. Not as a character, as a player. I feel like I'm being
No,
fucking hazed.
you were being hazed the first time. Now this is a reverse haze. We're trying not to
Fucker.
metagame, is what we're trying to do.
You fuckers.
right. Get a little bit of blood from the bartender. Bring it to me and I'll find your boys.
She wiggled the second claw she stuck up.
What?
Why?
I need to feed my cat.
Does the blood need to be in the syringe, and do they need to give it willingly?
Oh no. Whatever means necessary. Oh, but he has to be alive. He has to remain alive when he drinks the blood.
Why the
How about
barkeep?
No.
Well, then I guess you'll never find your boys.
You don't know who we're looking for.
Oh, I do. I know all about you, little green boy.
Look down at my skin. What?
Terry sees all, mate.
I look back at Callum and kind of just nod to try to get Callum to go up behind Terry and Gusha.
He's not going to help you. What are you looking at him for? When I said Terry sees all, mate, I mean Terry sees all.
Gusha, I have always
oh.
been a pragmatic person, or person-like entity. Let me ask you a quick question. You are giving us an option, but it's not real, is it?
No.
I was afraid of that.
Savage
What
just
is the
gonna hold
barkeep's
up
name?
10 claws. Class is gonna hold up 10 claws and say absolutely nothing.
What is this barkeep's name, and how much blood do you need?
Oh, his name is Boris. We need you to fill that syringe there. Just fill it. Make sure Boris stays alive, and that's all I need.
How far away are we from the entrance to the bar?
Like 100 feet. We're not far.
We're just gonna start walking towards the bar.
Oh, by the way, this is what Terry and Gusha look like. Where are they? Here's Terry and Gusha.
Let me zoom in and actually see that. Terrifying. I do not like that cat.
Terrifying. Ha 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 ha. Very well. Let us two go to the bar.
All right. See you in a bit. And he sort of hobbles back to his rocking chair and he sits down.
Just watches you guys walk off.
Vidar, you are a sneaky sort. Any ideas?
I have no idea how painful this syringe would be. Otherwise, I could perhaps get it undetected.
My only plan would be to ask him for a blood shot. It is literally what it sounds like. It is blood and alcohol.
Is there any way of assuring that it would be his?
Complaining about the quality until he gives us his blood. I believe this tactic is known as carrying your way through it.
Depending on how many there are in the bar, we could try that and resort to other methods if necessary.
Let me think on this for 1 second.
As he Googles things.
I'm looking at my spell book.
Morris.
That would be the bloodshot strategy.
Sabbath is just gonna hold the hand up and go. All right, what's the history with this dude?
Vidar, would it change things if you were able to be invisible?
It's only you can pass that one off as a mosquito bite.
It probably depends on more if he feels it than my ability to get close to him.
What if you were to challenge the barkeep to a drinking contest?
Would we want to upset Terry and Gusha with having high alcohol content blood? I would rather.
They
not
didn't
upset
specify
them.
that. They didn't specify whether or not the blood should be free of alcohol. That's on them.
Lorshik,
Maybe-
didn't you touch Terry the last time you something weird happened the last time, right?
No, that was me. That's why I said don't brush up against them.
Don't touch them. That's
That
yeah.
I had literal visions of hell. If you want my reminder, because I think that's what I wrote in my notes was world on fire, things exploding, death, slavery, hell.
Cool. Don't pet the cat. Got it.
I didn't even pet the cat. We were trying to get by each other in a hallway.
Oh, that was so funny. The freaking technician had the world-ending vision.
Yeah, imagine getting touched by a cat and having a bad trip. Jesus.
All right. So, what's your guys' plan? You're outside the bar, sort of talking it over.
All right, I'm gonna throw this out there. Yeah. I'm gonna throw this out there. I can cast invisibility. Creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible. So that gets us around the sight thing. I don't have silence.
I don't think any of my spells will be useful here.
Here's
Because I can
something.
silent cast, but
Here's something else I could throw out there. We could do the snare trick, but it's got to be more of like somebody tricks them into going and cleaning the bathroom.
Yeah, give me the syringe and make sure he's preoccupied, and I'll take care of it.
how large is this syringe?
The
And
no,
oh,
the syringe
better
is like
question.
it's like how big is the normal syringe? I don't know how big a normal syringe is.
usually
it's-
at most a milliliter.
Yeah.
What is the syringes I use for my estradiol shots are 2 millimeters, I believe.
2.5
If it's in
milliliters is what it should
milliliters.
be. Yeah. This one is 15.
Okay, so it's still not even a Jello shot. That's cool.
And
It's big.
size
It's-
of the needle-ish, large, small.
Quarter of an inch.
That's gonna.
I'm sorry.
take,
Did
like,
you say a quarter of an inch?
Mhm.
That's bigger than a vein. Holy shit!
He wants his blood, and you'll get it.
The needle's
Hear me
bigger
out.
than
We killed
the
them.
hole. We can't.
No, Boris has to be
He
alive.
Boris must remain alive.
No, Terry and Gusha.
Oh, really?
Sabbath's just like shaking her head, like I don't want. No, fuck no, not that. No. You guys make me.
I'm sorry,
Lower
Lowerchick. Lowerchick, could you please repeat that? I had something idiotic in my ear.
We put him in a bag of holding, and then I smashed the bag of holding with my hammer. Dead. Kaput.
No, I don't think force transfers
Okay,
the bag
okay.
of holding.
Out of character, number one, I've only ever pulled that off once in a campaign. Okay. Number two, I don't think there's any way that he is going to let me bag the boss on this one. Number three, we start doing tricks with the bag of holding, I'm pretty sure the bag man will be coming for us. So heads up on that.
So, here's what I'll say. Here's what I say to everything. You can try.
Yeah, you can try. Fuck.
You can make an attempt. One
While
thing
we say they're talking, I just look back at Gusha and give him the finger.
One thing I will say about Terry and Gusha are one of two characters that exist in all of my stories. What kind of characters do I have that exist in all of my stories? Good guys and bad guys. They're all planeswalkers, but they're either good or they are very bad. You've already met a good one. So what does that make Terry and
He's
Gusha?
probably lawful good, seeing as how I brushed up against him and had visions of demons flaying people. Probably lawful good. Definitely the guy that has visions of demons flaying is definitely always thinking about great things.
Yeah, he's
Fucking puppies and demons flaying.
Flat out, there's nothing saying we can't just lure him to the back, fucking choke him out, and then call it good. Like, lower shake, what's your strength one?
If you can distract him out to a table, I can get the sample.
Okay. I think that is probably our best strategy, unless we really do want to fight Terry and Gusha. Lord Chick, you're the leader. Why don't you make a decision?
I'm going to
So help
stand
me God.
outside. And I trust Vidar to get the sample.
I will create a distraction. Sabas, will you assist?
Possibly? I don't really want to.
No, you will assist me in creating a distraction.
I know. But this does not mean I will enjoy it.
Are you guys going into the bar now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in.
I'm going to stand
after
outside the
them
front door.
and try to not be noticed going in.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check, please. Okay. 26. Okay. Who's all going in? Lorishik, you're sitting outside the door. Sabbath, you're going in, right?
I guess Sabbath is following RepRap with whatever shenanigans RepRap has planned.
'Kay.
So, RepRap?
I will enter. Please wait 15 seconds and then enter and then sit across from me at the table.
1, 2.
So RepRap is
Three.
going in. Yeah. RepRap is going to go in, find an open table with 2 chairs, sit down, and take out I believe I have a deck of cards in my inventory.
11.
Rep.
12.
Behind the bar is a
13,
beholder.
14. 15.
The second that
Sabbath is going to walk in and then look in and go, ah! And go to the RepRap table.
the second you go
Hello.
in, he turns to you and he goes, "Ah, ha ha ha, greetings!" And he literally floats over the bar towards you.
Hello. I would like some very high proof alcohol in a cup, please.
Ah, yes, of course.
Preferably
Any-
highest octane you have.
Are you not warforged?
Yes, I didn't say I was going to drink it.
Oh,
I will be here playing a gambling game, waiting for suckers to come through the door to gamble with.
I see. Ah, ha 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 ha.
You do not mind.
I do not.
I assume Sabbath at this point is going to walk through the door.
Mm-hmm. And you see Rep Rap talking to a beholder.
Hello, stranger. You should order a drink. Would you like to gamble? And then Rep Rap's going to sit down at the table.
Sure. Bartender, whatever your name is.
I'm
Something.
Boris. They call me Boris because my regular name is not pronounceable by humans and like.
Can I hear it anyways?
And he literally looks at you and like channels for a moment, and you hear. Here's what I can only type it. It's
Okay.
it's
Devin,
BOR
Devin,
BORHYSTAQAAAAAAAAAN.
Devin, I expected the full pronunciation, audibly.
Not doing it.
I'm disappointed.
You can't say it as a human. See, I told you.
He does
You
say
can't say it.
humans
Humans
human
can't
rights
say it.
Can't say it. Yeah.
Humans can't say it. That's why they call him Boris.
Steph is going to nod very thoughtfully and go, "Nice to meet you, Boris. I would like a lot of alcohol." And then goes to sit at the table with Rep Rap.
Any specific type.
Strong and fruity.
While he's doing the whole channeling his thought stuff into her brain or whatever, is there any chance Vidar could bump into him with the syringe as subtly as possible?
You can try.
That's not an ominous statement at all.
Okay. No way, dude. I rolled a 25.
Today we mourn Vidar, lasered into a wall.
No, he didn't see him. His perception was only 25. He rolled a 26 stealth. Missed it by 1.
He has a plus 12. That's actually a remarkably low roll for that beholder.
Do we also know
Motherfucker is made of eyeballs.
Fortunately,
Do we
I have a
also-
plus 13 then, right?
Say what?
Do we also know this beholder too?
Vidar, why don't you go ahead and just do a psychic dart attack with your dexterity. Just do that, and we'll have that represent the syringe going, because you still have to hit him and then drain. So I want to make sure. What?
The psychic blade one.
Yeah, please.
Since I'm stealth, do I get advantage?
Yes, you do. Barely. Okay. You managed to get him, and then I'm going to make him make a Constitution saving throw to see if he feels it.
So while that's going on, Rep Rap is saying, "I have 3 cards. This one is the lady," and holds up a queen.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the lady, and is just simply doing 3-card Monty at the table.
And he's
with
like,
Sophos.
the beholder's basically distracted by what you're doing as Vidar. You guys don't even see it happen. But Vidar, you roll up, you jab him, and he pulled a whole syringe out. And he sort of leans down into Sabbath, and he goes, "It's the one on the right. It's on the right."
You did not make the bet, sir.
I know, but I'm cheating.
Vidar is going to leave, and on his way out the door, kind of nod to technician.
Well, he is correct. Here is your 1 gold and 1 more. However, I do not believe that this will be a fair game to play in a bar with a beholder. We will pay for our drinks, but I will be leaving.
Oh, don't worry about it. I never even got him for you anyway. And he sort of floats back over.
Very well. Enjoy your day.
I will.
Perhaps just going to leave.
Samus will also leave significantly more confused than she was before. Because her back was turned. She has no idea what the fuck just happened.
Okay. Loershik Vidar just walks out with a syringe full of blood.
So, is everyone inside dead, or?
No, but you are correct. Terry and Gusha are assholes. And then just keeps walking down the street back towards Terry and Gusha.
I follow Vidar.
As soon as Samus and leaves with Rap Rap, I'm just gonna look at them and go, "What the fuck just happened?"
That went down way faster than I thought. Let's go.
Good job, Vidar. And then it's gonna go towards the Hellcat and the Demon Boy.
He stands up shakily.
So Vidar holds out the syringe and says, "That would have been useful information to have before going in. I sure hope that you have plenty of information for us afterwards."
He goes, right. He takes the syringe from you and literally gives it, like, holds it up, and the cat grabs it and sucks the whole thing down. And then you see its eyeballs, like, go completely black across, and its tattoo begins to glow like a dark red. And it spasms for a second, then it goes back to its normal self, but the tattoo still stays red. And it just stares at Sabas the whole time. It never blinks.
I'm gonna feel uncomfortable as like 8 major actions.
He looks at Vidar and Loershik and everyone and goes, right, so you want to know where your boys are? They're in the bar.
The one we were just in.
Yeah. If you looked around, you would have seen them. Goodbye.
Fucking.
And he literally stands up, does a big circle with his hand, and like a bunch of blood appears, and he just walks into like a pool of blood and disappears.
Now I gotta walk back in there and be like, I forgot something.
I
can go get Crimp and ask him to meet us outside.
I got this. I mean, yeah, we could do that too. But I was gonna walk in there and be somebody else, and then accuse him of saying that all Warforged look the same. So.
God damn it.
Is the bartender nice?
He is actually quite jovial for a beholder.
You shouldn't have said beholder. Let him experience it on its own.
Do I know what a beholder is?
I'm not devil boy and
make an Arcana check, Loershik. Let's see if because our beholders are not. Yeah, you know what a beholder is, but they're like one of the creatures that you've always heard is like the worst thing that you could run into as an adventurer. It's like the worst thing ever.
Did you say beholder?
Yes, he beholden.
I gotta see this. I start
that is
walking
a
towards
joke.
the bar.
Can I slap Day in the back of the head?
You want to slap Technician in the back of the head?
Yeah. No, I meant Day. Like, can you just like, could someone, whoever's closest to him, just?
That's got to be at least a DC 25 perception check to break the fourth wall and hit me, right?
Yeah.
I can't even roll that high, so I guess I failed.
That's a no.
That's a negative. Yeah.
God damn it.
So do you guys all head back in the bar?
I'm not going back in the bar.
I think it's literally just Loershik because he hasn't gone in. He's going to go and get Crimp and tell him to come on out for a second. No, it was Vidar. So I went in, sat at a table, started doing 3-card Monty. You came in, we're playing 3-card Monty. Vidar
I'm saying
wasn't noticed.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
I'm saying that either the two could work. But Vidar or Loershik can go back in.
I have no need to go back in.
Loershik, what's the
keep
beholder?
walking. I'll get Crimp. Don't worry. I go to the bar.
Thank you.
You walk in, and he turns to you after one of his eye stalks sees you. He turns towards you, goes, "Greetings!" He just stares at you like
I just
giant
big
sharp
fucking
tooth
smile. I walk up to the bar.
What can I do for you?
Can I have some water?
No.
What would you recommend?
Beer. Like literally it like floats from the side.
Do you see much action around here?
Yes.
I like this butthole.
That was great talking to you.
Goodbye.
How much do I owe you?
1 copper.
I put a gold on the counter and grab my beer and look for Crimp.
Very generous. Goodbye.
Can we keep him? I want him.
I look around the bar to see if I can see Crimp.
Yeah, Crimp and his boys are in the corner, like right behind where Rep was sitting.
I walk over to Crimp and I just kind of take the mug and kind of like awkwardly look at it and just set it on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for interrupting, Crimp. Do you remember? I just kind of like.
Of course I do.
See if he.
How could I forget you and the other one?
Yeah. We, we're wondering if we could commission you for some work. Would you mind coming outside and chatting with us for a minute? We do it in the bar, but
that's
some
very
of my friends
shady.
aren't comfortable in here.
It's very shady. Why can't you come in here?
They're kind of, they're scared of. I whisper to him, bartender.
That's fair enough. Sure. And he sort of gets off of
Your friends can come.
He gets off of his stool and just follows you outside. What did you do?
I was just in here and felt very embarrassed about coming back after having left. Nothing. We did nothing.
I don't believe you. Literally at all.
Savage is just gonna like shrug and just go, would it be better if we just told you we don't really want to tell you?
That would make me feel better.
I feel highly uncomfortable.
They stole the
talking about
bartender's
that.
blood.
How?
Very carefully.
Who wanted his blood? What? That's the sketchy part. Is who wants his blood? That's what I would be more worried about.
I was
Just
just gonna
some
hold
guy.
out 4 claws and go, a cat.
A cat?
You have 3 questions left.
Nope. I'm done. I'm not asking
All right,
questions.
thank you.
I don't need to know more.
It was more about giving you plausible deniability.
Fair.
The 3 are still here. Just letting you know if you need more.
Nope.
There you go.
I'm good.
All right, got it.
Unrelated to the whatever that was. You said you needed a commission, right? I already made the things you wanted.
No, I did not need the commission. Lueshik did. I was just hoping to pick up my things.
Of course. And he goes into like one of his. He has a bunch of bags like in his trench coat, and he pulls out a leather bag, like a decently sized one. Hands it to you.
Thank you.
While this is going on, I pull 3 pounds of temper out of my bag and hold it out to him. I'm hopeful that you can craft something for my friends here that will allow them to see like that little boy could.
Oh, you mean that you could see your friend, right? And he like points to his own eye that has the special thing in it. So you want some of these then?
So I don't necessarily want to have to replace anyone's eyeballs.
Oh no, I can make facades.
over to
I can make facades that do the same thing, or eye patches, or goggles, or like what form do you need them in?
I don't know what would be best for our 2 Warforged friends. Like gesture over to Vidar and technician.
He sort of walks.
Sabas, you have a preference on eyewear?
Sabbath kind of just like looks at sort of like looks at Larisha and sort of like pokes around at her snout and goes, "None? They seem highly uncomfortable."
Well, to be fair though, this eyewear would be quite good for seeing outside your perspective. He sort of like puts his hands together in like a villainous way, but not like a charming way, not like an awkward way.
Do I really need to see more of this world?
You don't have to if you don't want to, of course.
What is this for again? I think I missed something.
So this little gnome.
I don't mean to use a character. I mean Sabbath has missed out on what this is.
He looks up at Sabbath and he goes, "I can see the dead."
Oh.
And it helps in seeing his companion. I was going to recreate this in goggles or glasses or in a lens or what's it called? What's a single
So I've
monocle?
dealt with a giant. I've dealt with a giant vampire, a cat that drinks blood. Do I really want to deal with Callum? She sort of looks at Lawersha questioningly, just like.
He doesn't seem that
Callum's
bad.
A friend.
Ah, okay, cool. Can I just?
You
have
can
her
always take it
single
off
eye?
if you don't want.
I wish I could just do that for Lawersha.
See, that's good. That's pretty good. If we knew, I don't know who's Lorishik.
No, I don't know either.
Oh, fair enough. So for the Warforged, he sort of walks over to Vidar. Do you mind if I look in your thing? Your little this?
Can I see into your brain?
Gonna look over at Lawersha and kind of squint. And he's gonna turn his head and kind of peel open like a little compartment that goes like on his temple behind his eye, kind of thing.
And he pulls out like this thing where he puts over his head, and he pulls like one of the things, and he starts looking. He goes, "Holy shit! Look at all that! Damn! Yeah, not this one, not this one. That's like way past what I can do. Do you mind?" And he sort of walks over to technician. Do you mind if I we do the thing? I need to see in your face. And
Go ahead.
He sort of like pulls you down to his level, and then he pops open like the top part of the plate. He goes, "Oh, this is easy. We could fully replace this one, or it wouldn't be that bad." I could do that. It'd have to come back in a week or two, but just a lot of manual labor for making that. I mean, glasses are easy, but something like this is like a whole new system. What do you want? What are you thinking?
I think I would prefer a monocle.
Sure, I could do a monocle. Monocles for everybody. Monocle gang.
Could I just have
How
it
much
like
temper would it make?
in my eye?
Like a contact.
Yeah, that's. She doesn't know what that's called. I assume they don't exist. Until
He looks at her. He goes, "I could make a facade for you if you'd like, or like something that is a little bit more, not necessarily permanently affixed. I could make something a little bit more
something I could just put in and take out whenever I don't need it.
Sure.
Small.
I mean, a monocle does the same thing.
She kind of just looks at her scales, and so the darker scales on her face are like extremely tough. So,
Okay.
And also move. So her worry is that anything she puts on there will either just break, and such, or such like that.
I'll look into it. I'll get something together.
If it's too much, I could
No,
probably go for a monocle.
no, it shouldn't be an issue. He sort of strokes his he's got like a really wispy beard. Looks at Lorshik. So we got monocle, goggles. Like, what do you want exactly?
I don't need any.
Oh, you
for
don't need
myself.
one. That's right.
But I mean, unless it allows me to see other undead or dead people. I don't know if I
It
really
could.
want- Can I get one extra monocle. That way I could use it if I want to, or I can give it to someone else if I
Sure.
need to.
Sure. It's gonna take
How much of this 3 pounds would you need?
about 80%. I mean, a lot of it is lost in the forging process. And technician, you know that that's true. Basically, to cast the magic, it absorbs a lot of the temper to actually can channel the magic into whatever you're doing. He's like, I could get you a little bit back. It's not going to be all of it, obviously. Probably like a half pound, 3/4 of a pound I can get back to you.
You can keep it if you'd like. I'm just curious how much it would cost if you kept the remaining temper. And
Oh, nothing. You if you let me keep it, I'll just do it. But it's going to take a little while. It's going to take a while for me
Sounds
to do
good.
it.
Thank you, Crimp. Appreciate you.
No, thank you. And he puts it into like that pocket he pulled the technician's bag out of. He just smiles. He says, I will be here in a couple weeks. Or actually, I'll be back in a second. He runs back in the bar. About 2 minutes later, he comes back out. He says, we'll meet you where we first met you.
That reminds me. Go ahead, Sabas.
Nah, I think you're asking a similar question of what I was going to do.
That reminds me. How is your business?
Yep, that is the exact question I was going to ask.
Currently working, actually.
So you have not concluded your business in Arelis?
Nope. We got some boys coming in that are not supposed to be owned. So,
This is right next to the entrance of the harbor, right? This is like right next to the entrance of the harbor, right? We're only like 100 feet away.
you're about 150 feet now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I understand.
One of our boys messaged us. One of our inside people. You probably saw him. Giant vampire. He's one of our boys.
Really?
Oh yeah. He just acts like he
not
hates.
aware.
He just acts like he hates everyone. You have to know him. Tanitz is a good guy.
I mean, he's kind of fucking terrifying. So I don't see. Yeah.
And he sort of he looks at you and he like gives you a nod and like a little salute and he says, "See you in a couple weeks." And he walks back into the bar. I don't remember how many we decided on.
It was. Oh, sorry. You mean the grenades or the?
Yeah, how many grenades? I don't remember how many we
5.
decided on.
It was
Okay,
5.
yeah.
I prepaid for him so that he would get them done and everything. But
Okay. So you guys, your business is concluded in Arelis. What are you doing?
Shall we head out to Yunskal, or maybe we should look for a carriage? Maybe we could ask Tanitz for transport.
I doubt that.
Perhaps we should keep moving by ourselves. So that way, if we notice the compass change directions, we can pay attention to where we might need to be going with the compass.
So horses.
Okay, so you're gonna go get horses.
Yeah, sounds like it.
All right, it's gonna take you around because of the wind. You guys get because of the wind, like there's a massive headwind. It slows you down significantly because the wind is actually coming from the northeast here. It's going to take you about 3 days to get to Yunskil. Are you going to stop in Furborg, or are you just going to go right through it?
If only we have business there.
Anybody got anything they need in Furborg?
Because Yone School is the underground mushroom place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we stop in Furborg last time that we came through?
We arrived in, or last time, no.
Didn't
originally
we-
arrived.
No. Last
Didn't we
time
eat stone to Fairborg?
That actually
I
sounds
don't.
accurate.
Yeah, didn't we eat stone to Fairborg and then head to Yozgul?
yeah, you
some
yeet-stoned
reason?
outside of Furborg and then left straight from
Yeah.
there. Yeah, you didn't even go in.
I thought Trusted Sister portaled us to.
Oh, that's right.
outside
She
Yeah.
did.
Oh, yeah. We were just kind of plopped there. That's right. So
You've
no,
never
we don't have any
been
business
there.
there.
Okay.
Sabas is gonna I vote we skirt past the town. I don't want to deal with any of the cards again. In case that contraband thing is just outside our RLS
Why
as well.
not? I have more animals in my bag of tricks,
Or we could just not do that.
but it was fun.
You're...
Sabas, I am told that girls just want to have fun.
I hate you, Dave.
That's pretty good. I'll give you
got
inspiration.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
I'm giving you inspiration for that, technician.
Don't give me inspiration for shitty bard jokes.
No, I'm
when
giving.
an artificer.
I'm absolutely
All right.
giving that to you. You don't have a choice. Don't make me go into your character sheet.
If not for the shitty joke, for my sheer hatred at the bottom left of the little camera icon on my screen. Fucker.
New tool. What's that new tool? What?
Sorry, no, that was me trying to put grenades in my inventory.
I think they might be in the
didn't get it.
compendium. I'll check. Hold on.
I hunted around. I couldn't find them.
Probably called boomsticks. Or a deliverer of weird sharp metal objects. That'd be a funny way to call a fucking grenade a metal literary
Well,
device.
no, they don't have grenades, so I'll make one. We'll figure it out. All right. See, the first day you guys get almost outside of like a little bit outside of Furborg.
Dwarven fishing pole.
Yeah. You guys reach it becomes nighttime. And the wind sort of slows down for a little while. Are you setting at camp, or are you going to keep rolling all the way through the night?
Lorchik and Sabas, do you want to do the thing where we stay alert and ride the horses and tug you along?
On the
You wouldn't mind.
No, I do
Yeah,
not mind
that sounds
tugging you.
great.
He can't be the only one doing meat jokes. This is like the first sex adjacent joke I've done the entire 32 sessions.
That's fair. It's
Okay?
been mostly the werechick.
You're
I
right.
really haven't.
You're right.
There is some. We require a variety.
Yes, I do not mind. Vidar, do you mind tugging?
No.
Very well. Let us have a tug this night.
That
That one was a bit of a stretch. I can give you that.
a little bit
Yeah,
of a
that
stretch,
one.
yeah.
A little bit.
You guys make it past Furborg. You skirt around it, and you get to the very edge of the river. The last time you saw this sort of inlet, or like the sort of outlet from the river where it was flowing into, this is where you saw the ants and like the little creatures that were swarming together.
Wasn't it just spiders?
It was just spooters. It was just little tiny spooters. All right.
Do we notice any? I mean, are there still spooters making a bridge or like a house under the bridge? I think it was.
You have not quite reached the bridge yet,
Oh, gotcha.
and it's turning nighttime. Are you going to keep riding because the Warforged are going to get exhaustion because you do still have to rest regardless?
I thought that was one of the things that it says specifically we don't get exhaustion.
Oh, really? You're immune to exhaustion?
Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit! That's
We
fucking.
just
I imagine-
so we just don't get a long rest, is what it is. But we haven't actually. Well, I mean, I haven't used any spell slots or anything, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is. Yeah, I was curious if this was ever going to come up. So survival stuff, Warforged almost completely break.
Yeah.
It does not
I mean,
say
survival-
you're immune to exhaustion. It just says that you don't need to. You must spend at least 6 hours in an inactive, motionless state rather than sleeping.
Hmm.
You still have to quote unquote rest at some point.
I saw something at one point that says constructed resilience. You don't need to eat, drink, or breathe. You don't need to sleep, and magic can't put you to sleep.
But Sentry's rest does require you to rest. You must spend at least 6 hours in an inactive, motionless state.
Somewhere I saw that just said if you want a long rest.
When
But
you
don't
take
There's- So I found the ruling on this. So Warforged are immune to non-magical effects that cause exhaustion, with the exception of skipping multiple long rests. So the forced march thing still works with Warforged, but I mean this is effectively a forced march. It's just not that dire. But skipping one night, no exhaustion. Skipping 2 nights, definitely exhaustion.
Yes. So you definitely have to take a rest tonight, or else you're going to get exhaustion. So
We're not that pressed for time.
what do you want to do?
All right. That's interesting, actually. I'm now finding that the whole getting exhaustion from long rest things is an optional rule from Xanathar. So at the end of the day, it makes it completely Devin's call. I would vote we camp this night. We have been traveling 48 hours.
See no reason not to.
The only reason I would say that you should rest right now is because you've been fighting a headwind the whole time, so your horses need to rest as well. It's not just you guys; it's horses and everything else that's
horses would be
happening.
understandable.
It's everything together. You probably all should take a long rest at some point. You know what I mean? So if it was just you guys doing it, and like you could be dragged, like if Lorishik and Sabas could be dragged by the Warforged, I wouldn't have an issue with more than one day of not long resting. But because you have horses, I would say that you definitely should take a long rest at this point. You're not going full tilt, obviously, but still.
Yeah.
So you set up rest. Is anyone are we doing watches? How are we doing it?
I mean, we can still sentries rest, right? So we're just So sentries
Sleep
rest.
it is.
Sure. Make a perception check. Technician and Vidar. If Lorishik and Sabas want to at a disadvantage, you're more than welcome to, because you're sleeping.
Do it what now?
Perception check. At disadvantage.
Sure. Still better than my average perception check this session.
Wow, all of you rolled so terribly. All of you did.
You gave us 2 disadvantages.
All of you rolled poorly. I know, but even the ones without
So fun.
disadvantage rolled a 2 and a 4.
I say I rolled with a plus 11, lower than Loershik did on disadvantage, so I should be ashamed. I feel shame as a major action.
You're right. In the middle of the night,
6 seconds of shame.
in the middle of the night, you guys hear, uncharacteristically of you and Skeel in the surrounding area, you hear a flock of birds above you in the middle of the night.
No, thank you.
Specifically Lorishik and Vidar. You can hear.
But do birds normally fly?
Birds do normally fly, yes.
But I don't normally hear them when I'm sleeping.
I don't recall ever hearing birds in Siltime in general, but I'm not familiar with the area.
I go back to sleep.
Okay. A few hours pass. Nothing happens. But all of you awaken early in the morning. The wind starts back up again, and you start making your way to Yunskiel. And about... Do birds normally fly? I don't know. I don't know. Birds are lizards.
Looks at a crow. What do you do?
What do you do? Do you fly?
Where do you go when it rains?
You arrive in Yunskiel, in the middle, like late afternoon, and again, there's no one around. Except the tower does appear, the flaps on the tower appear to be down, and there's a guy standing up there. The sort of protection
You there!
armor.
It's me again. Where's everybody?
Oh, they're inside. Going to the inn again.
Is there another sandstorm on the way?
No. It's getting cold. And you can definitely tell that the temperature has changed significantly.
Are you warm up there? Do you need a cocoa?
We have our own stones where we get warm from them. A hot cocoa would be nice, though, if you could get the innkeeper to bring me one, or if you would like to bring me one.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Thank you. Welcome back, by the way. I recognize all of you. Welcome back.
I know last time we did not get off to a great start.
No, but I have forgiven you since then.
Cocoa makes everything better.
Always.
Are you gonna head for the inn?
Yeah, you guys open the large metal door on the inn, and the same dwarven lady says, "Oh, you came back to us. Come in, come in, come in. We're about to have dinner."
He wants to say something, but he hasn't finished laughing yet, so I'm waiting.
You're not Fleshrender, but I'm just saying you're thinking about a guy named Fleshrender offering someone hot cocoa. Just,
You mean Phalanx?
right, but
Yeah, but he's thinking of Fleshrender doing it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
My name is Fleshrender, purveyor of cocoa.
Hot.
Have you seen any sailors around here?
Computer. Cocoa. Hot. So the dwarven lady welcomes you in.
Gonna walk in.
Are you
The man in the tower could use a hot cocoa.
Oh, sure. I'll get one of the boys on it.
Thank you.
Loershik, do you want meat? We have meat. I assume you want to come to the back
I would
again.
love some meat.
Or what's your name? What's your name? It's
Lorsvek.
Lorsvek. That's how you introduced yourself last time, anyway. Lorsvek.
I would love to come hang out in the back.
Literally one of the twin boys takes literally a mug, like a really big mug with both hands, and just runs past you out the door. And then the other one comes and gets you.
Well, we're actually here on some business. Last time we talked about finding you help for your fields and to deal with a specific bug problem. Is there a single person here that we should talk to that would be able to be a representative and come with us back to our camp to talk to our people?
Sure. It depends on how many people you have, but let's say this: you clear out the bugs, and we will send someone with you. Is that fair?
Sure, absolutely. And we have at least 25,000 people.
That's too many. We don't need that many. We only need a couple hundred, if even that now. If we could open that wing up
Which
again.
is why we'd like... Yeah.
If we could open that wing up again, we could support another 300 or 400. So we could get around 1,000 if we can get that wing open. So.
Sounds great. I'm sure whoever you decide to send can coordinate how we can best be of service. But
Sure.
we can probably take care of your bug problem for you. I
Sure.
look over to the rest of the group as we're probably walking back to the kitchen so I can watch.
It's like, watch the meat being made.
Do we have a plan for? Well, they're cave crawlers. They're tunneling. They're burrowing through the earth. Do we have a way of dealing with that?
The only good bug is a dead bug.
Would you like to know more? Sorry. Okay. I think she missed the reference, but it's okay.
I don't need to explain anything. Dan explain about references to me and my relation to them.
Snack does not understand references.
Oh,
Any of them.
Landon gets it. Landon gets it in the chat. There we go.
I don't get shit.
So that's how I imagine that laugh going with HWHW. I think it works either way. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do, since I have to go a little bit early, is we're gonna leave it here because I think this is actually a perfect place to leave it. Because we're just in a place where you guys just arrived. We're not straight going to the dungeon yet. We're almost there. Sabbath just asked how we're gonna deal with bugs and whatnot, and I think that's just an easy way to figure it out. So yeah, I think we'll see you right here next week, same time, same place. Be there, be square, whatever you want to do. Yeah. So I think we're good. Anyone else have anything? All right. Everyone have a
We'll
good.
figure out how to kill bugs later.
Exactly. Everyone have a good week. Stay safe. Do the right thing. Make me proud. Do something this week that makes me proud, and then share it in my Discord. Okay? Make something. Make something, and then share it.
Play Path of Exile. Everyone, just play Path of Exile.
If
Ruin
you
your
want
life.
to. If you want to. Or
Don't have fun. No, just
Or Dota.
I don't care if you're having fun or not.
Or any other
Oh, yeah,
game.
Dota, definitely. Dota too. Yeah, anything like that you can just ruin your life with, go ahead.
All right. We'll see you next week. Bye.